Good day viewers, welcome to another edition of the Daily Strange Stories. I'm John Brown. I hope you've had a productive and fulfilling week. Now, let's dive into the strange and unusual. Our lead story for today. Cat Matlala's heartbreaking upbringing. He was a street kid for many years, after being abandoned by his mother who had albinism, then she died a painful death. In the unforgiving streets of Pretoria's townships, a young boy named Vusimuzi faced a world that seemed determined to break him. Known today as Cat Matlala, his early years unfolded like a tale of survival against overwhelming odds, marked by abandonment and loss that would echo through his entire life. Born into hardship in Mamelodi, he grew up without the stability many take for granted, forced to navigate the streets alone after his mother, who lived with albinism, vanished from his life. This disappearance stemmed from a devastating event rooted in dangerous superstitions that plagued her existence, leaving young Matlala to fend for himself in ways no child should ever have to endure. Years later, when he finally tracked her down, she was already in the grip of a terminal illness, her body weakened and her spirit shattered, leading to a painful death that haunted him deeply. Cat Matlala's heartbreaking story took a nosedive in the late 1990s, a time when harmful myths circulated widely in parts of South Africa and beyond. His mother, an albino woman, fell victim to one such belief that claimed intimacy with someone like her could cure serious diseases, including HIV. This superstition, which gained traction during that era, led to her being sexually assaulted, an act that left her profoundly traumatized. Unable to cope with the aftermath, she disappeared, abandoning her son and forcing him into a life on the streets. Matlala, then just a boy, described this period as one where he essentially raised himself, scavenging for food and shelter in the harsh environment of Mamelodi's back alleys and open spaces. He spent many years as a street kid, learning to survive through sheer resilience, without the guidance of family or the security of a home. This chapter of his life, filled with isolation and uncertainty, shaped his worldview and set the stage for the ambitious path he would later pursue. As Matlala grew older, he attended Litsabile High School in the township, managing to complete his matric despite the chaos of his upbringing. Raised initially by his single mother before her disappearance, he had no father figure to lean on, and the streets became his reluctant teacher. By 2002, after years of searching, he located her, only to find her in a dire state, terminally ill and nearing the end. She passed away soon after their reunion, and her death was a slow and agonizing process that left an indelible mark on him. This loss compounded the trauma of his street life, but it also fueled a determination to build something better. Matlala turned to small-scale business ventures, starting with buying and selling goods in the informal economy. However, this early foray into entrepreneurship took a wrong turn in 2001, when he was arrested for dealing in illegal items, resulting in a 4-year prison sentence that interrupted his progress but did not deter his ambitions. Emerging from that setback, Matlala channeled his experiences into legitimate enterprises. In 2017, he formally registered his first security business, which quickly grew by securing clients in construction sites and healthcare facilities. This expansion marked the beginning of his rise as a tenderpreneur, someone who navigated the complex world of government contracts with apparent skill. His companies, including Cat VIP Protection, Falcon Cat Trading and Suppliers, Lux South African Investments, Scavenging Trading and Suppliers, and Black AK Trading, diversified into security services and medical supplies. Notably, Black AK Trading and Scavenging Trading, both registered in 2017, positioned themselves to win hospital supply contracts shortly after their formation, with Cat listed as the director for each. These ventures allowed him to build a network that extended into high-stakes government procurement, blending security operations with healthcare services in ways that drew both success and scrutiny. One of the pinnacles of his business career came last year, when his company Medicare 24 Tshwane District landed a massive 360 million rand contract to provide health services to employees of the South African Police Service, or SAPS. This deal, focused on health risk management, generated over 48 million rand in profits before it was suddenly cancelled by National Police Commissioner Fannie Masemola due to procurement irregularities. The commissioner pointed to questionable circumstances surrounding the award, prompting a full-scale SAPS investigation. Cat explained that he resigned as a director from Medicare 24 in December last year but retained 100% of the shares, noting that the tender had already been granted by the time of his resignation. This controversy was not isolated. His name surfaced in connection with the Tembisa Hospital scandal, a major corruption case in Gauteng's health system exposed by whistleblower Babita Deokaran before her tragic assassination in 2021. Forensic audits revealed nearly 3 billion rand in suspicious payments, with multiple tenders linked to Cat's network flagged for irregularities, highlighting patterns of favoritism and potential fraud in state dealings. Cat Matlala's personal life added layers to his public persona. At 49 years old, he is married to Cat Matlala, and together they have 9 children, all of whom he supports. His nickname, Cat, sparked light-hearted curiosity during hearings, with some wondering if it alluded to the idea of having 9 lives or simply tied to his large family. Yet, beneath this flamboyant exterior, marked by a lavish lifestyle that included high-end watches like a 200,000 rand Rolex found during police raids, lurked serious allegations. Last May, he was arrested and charged with attempted murder and conspiracy to kill, related to a 2023 plot targeting his former partner, actress and entrepreneur Tebogo Tsobechene. Investigators presented evidence, including WhatsApp messages where he allegedly instructed a hitman to carry out the act in a specific, brutal manner to ensure she was unrecognizable. His wife, Tsagani, was also arrested in connection with this plot. Raids on his properties uncovered unlicensed firearms and documents tying him to Cat VIP protection, which authorities suspect operated as a front for wider criminal activities. These events culminated in Matlala's appearance before Parliament's ad hoc committee held at the Vusimuzi Correctional Centre in Pretoria, where he is currently detained. The committee probed allegations of corruption in the criminal justice system, including claims of payments made to former Police Minister Begitele and connections to figures like former Acting Commissioner Komotse Pahlane. During the hearing, Matlala portrayed himself as a businessman with acquaintances in law enforcement, but the session took an emotional turn when he delved into his childhood trauma. He recounted how the superstition-driven assault on his mother led to her abandonment of him, forcing his years as a street kid. Economic freedom fighters leader Julius Malema responded with empathy, offering condolences and noting the burden of inherited trauma that many South Africans carry. The inquiry also touches on broader issues, such as Matlala's alleged role in a sophisticated criminal syndicate, as accused by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi in a press briefing last July. This narrative of Matlala's life intersects with a larger, tragic pattern across Africa, where people with albinism have long endured discrimination and targeted attacks due to persistent myths. Reports from an albinism network in 2023 documented 711 cases across 31 countries, including 242 killings, with incidents involving mutilations, rapes, and the trafficking of body parts. These beliefs, which suggest that body parts or intimacy with albino individuals can bring wealth, luck, or healing, have fueled horrors in places like Tanzania, Malawi, and Burundi, where children are often abducted and murdered for ritual purposes. In South Africa, while not as extreme, there has been a noted rise in such crimes, with victims facing marginalization in schools, workplaces, and communities. Matlala's mother's fate fits into this grim tapestry, underscoring how such superstitions can destroy lives and ripple through generations. From the streets of Mamelodi to the corridors of power, Cat Matlala's journey reflects a blend of personal hardship and controversial ambition. His upbringing, scarred by abandonment and loss, raises questions about how early traumas influence later choices, especially in a society grappling with corruption and inequality. As details of his business empire and legal troubles continue to unfold, they paint a picture of a man who rose from nothing but now faces the weight of serious accusations.
Mr. Matlala, just tell me your place of birth. I was born in Seshowe, but in Pietersburg Hospital, Provincial Hospital. Where were you born?
I was born in Mamelodi.
Yeah, which hospital?
It's no longer there. They used to call it a nursing home, but it's no longer there.
You have a birth certificate from there?
Yes, I do have.
And then the primary school you went to?
It is called Uwani Primary School.
Was a principal there?
Principal, it was Serudu.
And then were you baptized?
No, I was never baptized.
And then high school? You said it yesterday.
Leshabile High School.
Who was the principal there?
Ngwe, Mr. Ngwe.
After high school, you didn't proceed to tertiary education.
No, I didn't.
And then you never worked in any formal employment or...
No, I never had any formal employment.
So from high school, that's when you engaged in informal trading.
Yes, I will say before even high school, my mother disappeared on me. Then I had to raise myself. I was actually a street kid. So I grew up in the street for a very long time. So I just realized after when I grew up that my mother passed away, but she was an albino. And I heard later that she was raped because there was this myth that if you can rape an albino, then you can get cured for whatever. Then that thing traumatized her a lot that she disappeared. And when I found her, she was terminally ill. Then I think it was 2002 when I found her through her friend. It was very late and then she passed on. But all along, I was street kid.
I'm sorry to hear that. Now, Dlamenis have got some roots in Swaziland.
Yes.
And you said to us your grandmother is from, it's a Dlamini.
Yes.
Did they have a place in Swaziland or was she originally from there?
No, KZN.
So you don't have any relation whatsoever with some people in Swaziland?
No, I don't have.
So when you travel to Swaziland now, what were you traveling for? What purpose?
I was invited to the king's birthday.
Oh, so you know the king?
And the queen mother.
Yes. But
I was invited by the queen mother.
Oh, so you know the queen mother?
Yeah, but it was the birthday of the king. But I went there
through the queen mother?
Yes.
Why did you resign from Medicare?
It's because of the allegations that were surrounding me at that time. They said they didn't know by then that she's my sister. They said I gave him a contract to a slave queen. And then also there was these allegations about me, which I did not think that it will be a good image for the company. So I just thought by then, let me just resign and put someone until I clear my name.
So why didn't you also put your shares in a blind trust if you didn't want to damage the image of the company?
Yes, that's what I did. The shares, that's why I said I still hold the shares. But
no, your shares in a blind trust if you didn't want to damage the image of the company. You put your sister as a director so that you can front her. Because you didn't relinquish for business reasons. You relinquished because you want to face some challenges and someone must be holding the fort for me. Well, I'm still fighting, but effectively I'm running it. I can call money on it. She can't say anything. I can tell her to do this. It's effectively you doing it. She's just a friend.
Yes, I agree. Sister, so it's not like I was using her. So she's family, and then it was only for the time being until I clear myself, I clear my name.
No, once you are fronting a person, you are using a person. You just agreed with me that you are fronting her. You are using her.
But she was getting salary.
Yeah, even if she's getting a salary, she's not the owner of the company. You are using her.
But she was getting salary.
Yeah, even if she's getting a salary, she's not the owner of the company. That's what you did. And in the empowerment of women, it defeats the whole purpose, because if she walks around with the image of a person who has got a tender of 360 million and therefore does not need any kind of empowerment or an assistance because she's got all this tender to herself. But in reality, there is a man behind her who's controlling this company. Do you accept that is wrong?
Yes, I accept that it's wrong.
Mokotsi believes that you are John Wick, and everybody else there believes you are a John Wick in Mamelodi, that you have been killing people in Mamelodi.
Yes, I heard that.
But what are you, John Wick?
No, I'm not.
Do you kill people?
No.
Have you ever been accused of murder before?
No, never.
So what effort have you taken, the same effort you have taken in saving the image of the company,
Yes.
to save your image from being called a John Wick and being called a dangerous murderer in Mamelodi? What effort have you taken?
That thing I heard it from Matlanga Commission, but I was in CMEX. There we don't have access to anything. So there's nothing I can do at this moment. My main focus now is to fight to get myself out of this place.
No, but you were called John Wick before you came here.
No. I don't know about that.
You are not called John Wick before you came here. And she cries in tears because she says she knows you. And she has given you a plate of food to her you were a child. If we were to talk to her now as she's listening, what will you say to her?
I will say that they are misleading her. And I think the people who are misleading her are the people who put me here in prison. Because I think they even went and told this same thing before the mother to Jerry's wife. So I will say she's being misled because they know very well that I'm the first person who woke up at night there, and then I was the first person who was looking for Jerry everywhere. So when they say I kidnapped her, it's because maybe of my suggestion that rather let's tell the police the truth. And then they were not comfortable with that. And I said to them, it's either we do that or we never find him, because if we don't give them a clue, then how are we going to know, how the police are they going to know where he is? So they were emphasizing that we need to save their image, his image. So me and them, we ended up not agreeing on one thing, because even myself, I was tired of looking for someone, but we must lie to the police on the other side.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm given some limited time and I'm allocating it to you. Speak to her. Talk to Jerry's mom. She's listening to you now. She's watching you. Talk to her. Her son has been missing for so long.
Yes.
And she feels very strongly that you took her son. Yes. The same way they felt very strong that you took AB's wife and AB's son.
Yes.
So before you speak to AB, speak to Jerry's mom.
AB knows that. I think wherever he knows that thing he knows very well that I've never done.
No, leave AB. I'm saying, yes. Jerry's mom is watching. Talk to her.
I will say, Mama, you know very well, me and your son, we are very, very, very close friends. We've done a lot of things together, traveled together, me and his wife and my wife, and there was nothing that I will do to harm your son. Actually, your son was like a young brother to me. So there are people who are getting between us, trying to convince you that I took your son so that you might think of me as this boogeyman that people paint me to be. But from the bottom of my heart, I've never and I will never, ever do anything to harm your son or your family.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
What do you think? Did Cat Matlala's heartbreaking childhood experiences shape him into the person he became, or were his later actions driven by something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss how past traumas might influence someone's path in life. Thanks for watching this news bulletin. Please share your opinion in the comments section. We would be glad to read and respond to your comments. Let's meet again tomorrow in our next strange story. Wishing you an exciting and adventurous weekend.